I want to talk about something that a lot of private practice therapists might be experience in their private practice. And specifically, when we talk about the caseload not being as full as we want it to be, whether you are on insurance panels, whether you're cash pay or private pay, especially if you're private pay, this is probably going to be a little bit more relevant, regardless where you're at. I want to share this message with you. And today we're going to talk about specifically about positioning and messaging that helps your potential clients say yes to you specifically. And I don't want to make it theoretical and just say, hey, you have to be clear who you're talking to. You have to know your niche. You have to know X, Y, and Z. Listen, every business coach um, on Instagram, on every private practice coach who runs private practice and does it successfully talks about those kind of things. So what I'm going to tell you is nothing new, but I'm going to rather tell you from my experiences as a client and my experiences as a person who runs private practice, because I experienced that problem from both sides as a private practice owner, and as a client at the same time. And I'm talking about positioning, I'm talking about messaging, I'm talking about why people should choose you and why it is going to be so relevant for both for people, for therapists on insurance panels, especially for therapists on insurance panels. I think this is such a relevant topic for either side of the aisle because it is crucial. So um let's get started. If you're new to me, if you just landing on my live stream, or if it is the first time we're connecting, or you're not sure what I do, my name is Eugene Berezin. I ran a private practice in Moscow, Russia, without internet, without social media. It was quite a while ago. I built my successful coaching business in 2023, and I started teaching other subject matter experts how to do that through positioning, through messaging, and I help quite a bit of subject matter experts in tech, subject matter experts in consulting to do so. And because of my upbringing, I really would like to bring that to therapists. And in this year, in 2026, because I want to be in congruence and I want to actually intimately experience your problems that you are experiencing in your private practice, I open my own private practice as a hypnotherapist. I have registration license, a license as a registered hypnotherapist in the state of Washington, and I wanted to see what you see on an everyday basis, because I hate business coaches who don't run businesses when they help other people to build without building their own. So I built my own private practice. I'm going to share my lessons, right, as a new private practice, because I started building a few months ago, and this is not easy. And this is has it has everything to do with positioning, with messaging, and with people understanding who you are. So let me show you, let's start with the client experience. Okay, I'm gonna tell you my private practice owner experience a little bit later in this live stream, but I'm gonna show you what my experience as a client. So I am actively looking for a therapist. I am also in a program for substance use disorder professionals, SUDP, addiction counselors, because I want to expand my practice beyond just hypnotherapy. I want to help people with addiction, and like I have background in counseling, psychology, psychotherapy, And like that is a natural progression for me. And one of the benefits that I have in my program is actually that I can have counseling through my college, through my program, limited amount of sessions, but it's a good thing. And I pay a lot of money for my education. And why the hell not? I started looking for a counselor, for a therapist. And you know what? And now, picture this. This background is really important. I'm not paying $300 for a therapist. I'm not paying $500 for a therapist. I'm not even using my insurance. This is free 99. Like, I mean, it's not technically free. I pay like almost altogether it will be almost 10K for my education. Okay, so this is not free, but this is not additional cost for me, like I want that to sink in. So the money is not a problem. The money is not a problem. I open up a portal and I'm looking for a therapist. I have like the time, like maybe I have time constraints, but more importantly, I am looking for a therapist who will help me specifically. A therapist who can help me with navigating life transitions, a therapist who is experienced with immigrants because I am an immigrant and I rebuilt my life as an immigrant in the United States 12 years ago, and I keep reinventing myself. This is important. I am a gay man, and it's important that a therapist understands my background. Now, this is important. I have ADHD. So this is my demographic. I go to a freaking portal for therapists, and I kid you not, I cannot choose a therapist. Not because there's no therapist. There are like probably 40 therapists, 40, 40. And I have really hard time choosing one because, and this is important. This is like, take your pen and paper ready, take your like notes app ready. Everybody sounds fucking the same. The same message, the same modalities. Some people don't like explain modalities, but it is the same thing. Like I am very compassionate. I am really passionate about helping people. I am creating holding space. Like it's like like not always copy and paste, but it's like what why? Like why would I choose you? And I ended up choosing one therapist, and that was not because he was anything special. It was just like the time worked out. But I probably looked over probably 10, 15 therapists who could be a good fit for me, who could fill their slot with me through that platform, because that platform pays them and it's like free for me. Not really free, but it's free for me, but they're getting paid for it. And I chose a guy who um, just, like the time works out. And I'm not even sure. I have not met with that therapist. No, and listen, there's no shade to any therapist on that platform. Like, I'm sure, like, when I work with therapists, all of the therapists that I came across, they're really wonderful. They're really good at what they do. I really have so much love, so much affection towards our profession. And I know the messaging is really crucial. So, and the lesson here is that we must articulate who are we for, like who would be a good fit to work for, not like what kind of space we provide, not that we want to help people, not that we treat depression, OCD, and anxiety. Although if you are a specialist in something, for example, you are OCD professional in men, for example, or I don't know, you're postpartum depression specialist. and you this is really what you specialize, you should say that. You should say that. So none of those therapists said that they're working with immigrants. None of those therapists say that they are proficient with neurodivergent folks. None of those, like, and this is so generic. One woman actually mentioned that she works with black and brown population, or another woman said that she focuses on um, African Americans, Black Americans. That was helpful, but this is essential now from my experience as a private practice owner. So I am a hypnotherapist, and recently I landed a really like good collaboration with another agency as a referral. And they were looking initially they were looking for a group therapist, but it didn't work out. But we ended up doing a deal for referral partnership, because I'm looking for therapists who I can refer people to from my private practice as a hypnotherapist, because I do have a very specific scope of practice. And they might have clients who would benefit from supplemental additional specific hypnotherapy with motivational interviewing, with IFS focus uh, services specifically for gay men who are going through divorce, who are going through maybe like midlife identity crisis or identity reinvention after getting so much success. And the point is, I'm telling you that, and this is something that I'm experiencing. This is something that I'm seeing. People don't know how I actually can help them through hypnotherapy. And if you are watching either on live or replay, do you know what clinical hypnotherapy is and how clinical hypnotherapy specifically works, specifically for people who are going through grief and breakup, post grief, like post breakup adjustment? So, and I this like that kind of dawned on me, because when me and that clinical director were talking, I asked, like, so, like, okay, a group therapy and part-time therapy aside, would you benefit from additional services from clinical hypnotherapy, like evidence-based, IFS based, with motivational interviewing in pre-talk and integration after? Like, I said all the right words, and she really liked me, and she said, I really don't know how hypnotherapy actually helps clients. Like, I really don't understand this modality really well. And she's trained, licensed mental health professional. So now I go in public, I market my private practice, and people may or may not understand what I'm doing. And one download that I'm getting is that like good old psychoeducation, how I specifically can help people, who is a good fit, who is not a good fit. And specifically for my practice, like in goodhypnotherapy.org, I decided to flip my website from just introductory page, like, this is who I am, this is my fee, book a 15-minute consultation call, to actually a resource, so people can go and learn, and people can go and learn and understand until they like fully understand what I'm doing and fully ready to like actually commit. Another thing, how people finding you, right? Especially this is a problem for new private practice owners, and this is the SEO. And what I found for my practice specifically, and what, it was really quite fascinating, that my psychology today is actually doing a lot of SEO for me. If my client, an ideal client, types exactly what I am providing, Now, the problem is that my ideal client may not be typing what I am providing. When and if they type it, I will be the number one and the number one name in town who can actually provide that service. And like as of right now, I am testing the hypothesis that went like for LGBTQ population, for gay men specifically, right? Even like narrow it down, even though gay men is not a niche. Gay men who are in successful careers, demanding careers, going through divorce or went through divorce, and have trouble adjusting. What are they typing? If they type hypnotherapist for gay men dealing with a divorce, I will be their first name in town. Like no matter what. But are they typing it? And so my job right now, like, although like the SEO game is kind of there, my 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 job right now is actually to uh help them think about how hypnotherapy specifically, either in addition to traditional talk therapy or like as a way to get better can be beneficial for them, so as they start typing it in, and once they type it, they will get my YouTube channel, they will get my Instagram, they will get my LinkedIn, they will get my website. Hopefully, I'm really struggling with the SEO for the website specifically. Like, because everything is like working well for SEO for me, for my services specifically. People would know how to book, but how do they type that? And this is might be very relevant for a lot of therapists. A lot of therapists might be focusing on modality like EMDR. EMDR is fairly marketed therapy, but not every client may know what EMDR is, or CBT, DBT, like whatever, like they might not understand what it fully really means. So psychoeducation, it's like okay, if they type this, they will find me. How would I make them or convince them to actually type what I need them to type in search, and start being curious about that? And that comes through messaging. And the messaging, so what I want you to take away, and like by the way, if you want a specific example for your practice, I provide consultation for 350 for 90 minutes. And this is really, we break it down specifically what you're doing, how you're marketing, like the website, the YouTube, the either social media, no social media. But for me specifically, it is educational videos, it is podcast, appearing on podcasts and talking about my methodology. And podcasts should be specifically oriented for my people, because if I just appear on random podcasts, that will not be enough, that will not be reliable. So, and this is literally what a lot of business owners are like experiencing, right? So, why they what they're typing, and are you appearing on in the searches? And when I say when they're typing in the searches, either it is ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini search. In Google actually prioritizes AI searches now. So something to think about. Number one. Number two, do you actually in on your website, on your YouTube channel, on your Instagram, do you actually explain to people how your modality works specifically for their issue? Let's say you are ACT therapist, right? um I recently, like yesterday, I posted how what clinical hypnotherapy is, and why I combine it with motivational interviewing, and why my philosophy is IFS. So they like, and this is the one little brick in the whole foundation, right? And I have to repeat myself on my website, on my YouTube, on LinkedIn, over and over again. Just because I said it one time, it doesn't mean that like people understood, heard, or registered, right? Like, and this is the problem with marketing. A lot of therapists might think, and it's not just therapists, this is actually something that I see with a lot of consultants, a lot of people who are like experts at what they do. Like, I already said that. Like, why do I have to repeat myself? But people need repetition, and especially when like it's so noisy in like in social media, it's so noisy like and with the information, people need repetition. And once like one and the way you can land clients, it's like through your website SEO, through social media, through podcasting, through I mean Psychology Today. I have my grievances with Psychology Today. Like 4 years ago, yeah, 4 years ago, yeah, 3 years ago, I listed my services on Psychology Today as a life coach for immigrants, right? Like helping adjusting immigrants with careers, navigating new pathways in the US, because I am an immigrant and I think I'm more, and I do have education in human psychology and I'm more than qualified to do so. And I was getting few calls, few referrals from immigrants, actually from immigrants from Russia, from my country, and they were call me and say, "Hey, we need somebody like you because like we try therapists, they're not effective. Like my relative who just moved here is still very anxious, doesn't know what to do, doesn't know where to go. Therapist is not helping. Even Russian speaking therapist specifically is not helping. We need like skill based coaching." 3 years ago, that worked. Now, unfortunately, doesn't work. So, or doesn't work as effectively. So that effort is required. And like, and another thing, and it's kind of like extra. If you're here for extra, like I got you. Um, Also like availability, right? Like, yes, we all want to have life first or lifestyle business, and this is absolutely understandable. Like, I want lifestyle business, but also I love working. I do love working. I do love helping people. That's probably why I have like my coaching business, my hypnotherapy business. This is why I get into addiction counseling too. And for me, my winning advantage, I understand as a new private practice owner, I am providing telehealth after hours because people may not have the time and availability and capacity to actually go to therapy in in the middle of the day. That's just one thing. So and these are my observations. Like, I really hope it helps. So, if you're watching me on the replay, if you are like, and by the way, before I wrap up, like people who like, I'm looking at my chat here on Restream and on Instagram. Tell me, do you have any questions? What questions I can answer specifically? Because we cover really important component, and the why it is important for all therapists, either on insurance panels, not insurance panels. Like, this is like, it's probably another question that I'm going to cover in my future live streams. But regardless if you're insurance panels or not, people must understand why they should work with you, especially on the insurance panels, because you probably compete with tens, if not hundreds, therapists on the page, right? Like, again, I pick a guy because he had a time that works for me, not because of his specialty. Like if I saw a person who fits my criteria, I would work it out in my schedule for sure. So let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat what resonates with you and what questions, specific questions I can answer for you right now. So if I can get to your questions right now, I will. If not, I will make reels and stories and I will answer your questions regardless. So, what questions do you have specifically? Now, if you want a consultation and it's $350 for 90 minutes, I like this is it's going to be more specific for you. Either it is related to SEO, related to marketing, related to pricing. Um, and I'm really good at helping people with their positioning, messaging, putting everything together, solving like big complex problems. And this is something that I've been doing for, gosh, like tech consultants, for marketing consultants, for branding consultants. And this is something that I want to bring to therapists as well, because like we need it so much. And I have so much passion and love for our profession, and we deserve to be paid. We deserve to be paid. We deserve to be recognized. We deserve to be in this profession and help people. And if we are not resourced, then it's really hard to provide resources to other people. All right, I love you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video, in my next podcast episode. So look out for that. I host Heart and Profit podcast. I host my this like weekly shows um, on YouTube and Instagram, and sometimes on LinkedIn as well. All right, until next time, bye, y'all.